Right, so the Loewenhardt is a tier 6 German CV. She is a premium, although she's no longer available. She was removed in patch 10.5. She has tier 8 rockets and high explosive bombs. The tier 8 rockets are armor-piercing rockets, so they have more penetration than the Weser does. So both of the fact that she has HE bombs and those better rockets means she can up-tier much better than the Weser. First two slots are going to be just pick the plain ones, although... No, sorry, just the plain ones. Additional attack time on the rockets so that we can try to turn and catch citadels on maneuvering cruisers. And additional health on the bombs so that we could strike a battleship, spin around, and strike a second time. Hopefully to light a fire, then end up lighting a permafire after they repair it. More, faster, healthier, base 9-point build for every CV in the game. Additional bomber speed and fire chance because we're going to be living on the rockets bombs a lot. Additional boost, last gaps, health has come back in for that second bombing run, as well as just having more boost in general. And engine techie is a little awkward, actually, to have. But because we're relying on two similar squadrons, having those consumables actually come ready a little faster probably is worth having. Thank you very much for the Prime Old Mayonnaise. How would I change my loadout for clan battles? I suppose I could do a video on clan battle commander skills. Let's table that for a little bit. How about this? When I finish this game, can you ask me that, and then maybe we can make that video? We can cut that video, and I'll kick it up to YouTube later. So I did something for the tier 10 season. I'm sure it'll be fairly similar to that, but I'm sure there'll be some pieces that'll be worth visiting. You're more like 1k experience per match, even in randoms, but you're having fun. You're learning and improving. That is the point. The Hermes is traditionally considered a very weak carrier. Now, all tier 4 carriers are weak. The Ranger and the Hosho got nerfed, so there's that. Rhine has potential to get some crazy citadels, so I mean, that can shove her off into the front, but if she doesn't get the crazy citadels off the rockets, then she's not that amazing. So, Hermes is typically considered to be a struggle, but again, tier 4 isn't about having amazing games, it's about learning how to play. It's about learning how to make drops, it's about learning how to use reticles, and then once you get the feel for the armament, by that point you probably moved up to the tier 6, in which case you have more of a fleshed out gameplay. Still a learning tier, but it's more fleshed out. Okay, so what can we affect? We have a few battleships that we can bomb, try to set fires on. We have a few cruisers that we can try to citadel. I don't know if we can citadel the Kikjun, but maybe. Because the tier 8 rockets against a tier 6 cruiser. We could definitely citadel a Trento, and I'm sure we could citadel a Molotov, maybe? As far as the DDs, we can actually try to bomb those because the reticle is built for battleships, but it's thin enough that it can actually interact with some of the lower tier DDs. So maybe we'll be able to do something like that. But for right now, we're just going to be doing our standard scouting run stuff, unless I end up tripping across a situation where... Oh, can I get out? I think I can. Very cool. So I didn't have to just waste a consumable there, which I'm okay with. T-22's AA was on for free? That should give some general information on the flank. Unfortunately, I can't block the cap with that. I could maybe if I had it in the center, but I was trying to get something more on the side, but if he was just going to leave his AA on, then it's not going to last very long. We do see a Trento, we do see a Molotov. Those are going to be primary targets for us. We could try to test test our shot on the Kikjun, which actually has some extremely non-shit AA. So I think I actually won't. I think I'm going to go back to the Trento. Because to get to the Kikjun, I'd have to go all the way over here or fly across the New York. And the New York's not going to have a significant amount of AA, but in general, you don't want to fly over other ships just to get to your target. Interact a little with the T-22, but that'll be okay. Can we do something with the Trento here? Pop the engine boost. We have 10 seconds of time on German engine boost. Place this right around the, just ahead of the front gun, and there we go. We got about 8K. Only 2 planes left. We don't get another drop. We can come up with the bombs and see what we could interact with. Fubuki's in smoke. T-22 is running. We could try to help up at the north. As far as carrier position, we're about 1 grid square away from the front line, so I feel comfortable where we are. We might have to retreat, but we've got an ample front line here. Probably drops the Texas a second time. It's unfortunate. DD is dead in the north. That's good. Fubuki smoke should be going down soon. Japanese smoke doesn't last forever. Trento is smoked. Let's see if we can find this Fubuki. He is in smoke. His smoke should be expiring because it's like a minute to a minute and a half for Japanese smoke. This is not, come on, we're just losing planes for free here. Come on, last smoke puff. Come on, you know you want to go away. Well, we just lost planes for free. Whatever, we'll save it. We did actually see it briefly. Let's go for maybe the Keck. These are starting to move out. These guys are leaving from the north. We cannot push forward into that. We're usually working on the New York. We did briefly see the Fubuki. I think that might be T-22 smoke. Minakaze is in smoke. We could try to work on the Kiktune maybe.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Not going to be able to bomb the Fubuki under a fighter. And these guys are probably going down, so I actually have to start running.
Pilot mode enabled.
Might be late on this. We might take some damage, but that's okay. Try to go after the Trento again. I think I'm going to just go for the Kiktune. Might be done. This is the farm target for 5 ships. Probably not useful, but it will be a good test to see if we can make something like this happen. Slam on the brakes, hard turn. Oh, overshot. He did in priority sector. He walks into Torp, so that's cool. And because we're here, we'll just take a shot at the Fuso. We're going to be aiming above the water line, just underneath the superstructure, trying to get pens that way. And we'll go out with the bombers and see if we can interact with these DDs. Okay. Alright. Everything with Destroyer is lead. Texas goes down. He's getting farmed. Kiktune got out, which is pretty cool. We'll have the Koenig on top of us pretty soon. I think I'm going to abort on the Fubuki. I'm going to work on the Koenig. Maybe the T-22. Because this is the stuff that's pressuring my hull. There you go. That worked out. We have enough health that we can go back on the Koenig. Maybe we'll get like a fire or something. If we get a fire, we can come in with Torps, see if we get some floods. Or maybe burn a damage con for the Kiktune to do the thing on. And you notice when I start the attack, I'm actually starting the attack before the reticle gets to the target, because once it firms up, it's going to lurch forward, which can really mess with your aim when you don't know that little characteristic of the Loewenhardt. It's kind of annoying, but you get used to it, so it's okay. Whenever you use rockets, they just dodge you, even if they're getting shot up by my teammates. Yeah, some people are absolutely terrified of what carriers can do. And it's kind of built into, like, you know, a player's psyche to try to juke, to try to dodge. So it's just part of kind of how people are going to play. Take the drop. We're going to burn the engine boost consumable and hardcore fly over. Maybe we'll just take a drop on this, because I don't have the ability to actually turn around with this. We got an end cap. And I think he might have left the fire on. Alright, so I don't want to go further north than this. I want to stay relevant. This line is collapsing in. Destination reached. But we're going to have to deal with this Fubuki. And we have a Kiktune who's able to help, which is great. We're behind an island, so we should be sheltered from spotting. He's got gun pressure on there. I think I played with these guns, and I liked them, so... Set the line, start it, drop early because it's got a long way to fall. We did get a hit. Note we're continuing to turn even while the bombs are dropping, turning around for the setup shot. Fubuki's AA should not be amazing. I think he's trying to go for the carrier, because where the hell else would he be going? Take the drop, and... well, cool. So,
we've sunk an enemy destroyer.
Don't have to worry about going for the DD again. Can torp the Iron Duke, I think. He's the one that's kind of the most forward, although he has the most health, so that sucks. Going for the Koenig would be better, but he's also between an Iron Duke and double cruiser, whereas the Iron Duke is kind of on its own, so I think we'll just start to work on this, give the Kickdoon a little bit of assistance here. That's probably what we end up doing. And looks like he's actually turning pretty significantly, so I think we're gonna whiff this shot. Maybe not. I think we get one torp into him, although it might have been so close that it dinks on the hull it doesn't get to arm. Do we get two? We got two. Nice. Now this is really close. Please aim. Come back out with bombs, see if we can set fires on battleships. Feel pretty comfortable with where we are now. I think we can start to reassert ourselves in terms of positioning. He has played very well. He's gonna have a CV on top of him. Legit is a significant clan. Maybe we shouldn't re-exert, because we got some stragglers here. Does he hit? He does not. Okay. So we're still in the running here. We can probably get 2 drops on this Iron Duke. And aim for the flashing lights, see if we can break some AA. We do get a fire. Okay, so we're gonna try to place a fire on the rear of the ship. Although I think this dude's going to ram, he's not gonna make it. So this should land mid. No fire, sadly. Okay, we'll probably start taking shots from the Iron Duke, but that's not a bad thing. Right now we're sitting on 44,000 health of our team's 160. If they want to take a few pot shots at us, it's unlikely we get dev struck. So if we can pull fire off the team, that is useful. 40,000 of the enemy team's health is the Ryujo, which is off screen and not being shot at. Can we set another fire? We'll go back to torps. Ooh, I could actually stay on bombs though. Bombs probably the better choice. Bombs are more consistent than the torpedoes are, although that might end up hurting.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
Okay, does he eat one? He does. And I see he's flooding. She's flooding. I think Iron Duke's probably not long for this world, but we'll make sure that we stay on this just to finish it out. And looks like that actually hits. Yeah.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
He vented his horn to express his displeasure. So, unfortunately, things are looking to turn here. Do we have a shot on the Trento? Koenig, Molotov are still running.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Oh no. Do we have a shot on the Trento? Maybe. Start it, slam on the brakes, start to hard turn.
Fighter returning to ship.
Back out with rockets. Got a good hit. Try to do that again.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
Unfortunately, we are out of boost now. He's lit as long as that DD doesn't die, and Ryujo is running it down. Fubuki is down, but the Minikaze is still up. I don't know if we can outturn this. I don't think we can. We cannot. So it's okay. We can try to bomb that though. We should have accurate enough drops for that. Fubuki skidded into the bomb drop. Happens. Sometimes the bombs actually don't hit the hull. They hit the water and the ship slides into it. That does happen sometimes. So 4 enemy ships, 4-3. We do have 2 caps. We should have a point lead. We do. If I can trim off the Trento, I think that would be very helpful. Should be one bomb, maybe two. Ride the line. It's a gun? No, okay, slipped between them. That's
Enemy
good.
cruiser foundered.
Unfortunately, the fighter's not going to keep the Ryujo lit.
Fighter airborne.
Uso Koenig. I think I could try to work on the Ryujo. 30 seconds, 20 seconds before we get another rocket plane. Try to work on this. Let's pre-drop because the Ryujo is going to have defensive fighters, so any remaining planes I have after the drop will die. And the Ryujo is going to employ the spin in a circle technique, which is critically effective against torpedoes. So, at the least, we're going to burn this defensive fighter, even if we're not going to get much damage. Which means we can follow up with either rockets or bombs. In fact, I'm going to follow up with bombs now, because it takes 40 seconds before another fighter is released. So, we've got another 25 seconds probably before the fighter comes back off cooldown, which means we can strike and then strike again. And plus his damage con was down because he's taking flooding damage. Hopefully 2 bombs get the kill here. Maybe. Nope, one of them missed. And because that fighter is down, we are still able to come in for that second drop. And flood is down, but a single hit should be a kill. And then looks like the last enemy is off in the corner, putting himself in timeout.
Autopilot mode enabled.
I could have actually been moving toward this cap sooner, which would have been the correct play. I should have been, I mean, knowing that the Ryujo was so low, it was obviously safe for me to move out, so I could have been maybe here, heading towards the cap. But with 30 seconds, I don't think that's going to matter. Let's catch up on chat a bit. 4DDs received major oof. Oh yeah, it happens sometimes. You notice German CVs score more hits versus us versus a US tier 4 Ranger nerf. German CVs score more hits versus tier 4 Ranger nerf. You mean tier 6? Tier 6 Ranger? So the US lines are built for battleship drops, but they're also longer reticle, so it's more likely that they could miss cruisers or miss DDs. However, they drop 3 bombs at a time as opposed to 2. In general, the Loewenhardt up tiers really well. Her torps are terrible. They're very low damage. It says 4,200 damage per, but in general that translates to like 2,000 a hit. It's not amazing. We might be able to get the Molotov killed, but it just comes down to if the Koenig is able to aim or not. Looks like we do get the kill, because there's no shells, so.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Hey, Roz. Good to see you, sir. Rar. Alrighty, so that is the Loewenhardt. She up tiers very well. She is powerful. One of the reasons why they removed her from the shop. I think she was considered too popular, but in general, she's a very powerful carrier.